Right. Let me have a good look at this. Let me have a good look at this. Ghislaine Maxwell claims 25 Jeffrey Epstein accomplices reached secret settlements after abuse allegations, according to court papers. Okay, so before I start, like the page, follow the page, be it TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Okay, basically, going in here, according to this article, New York Post, a group of 25 accomplices of deceased PDF file Jeffrey Epstein made secret settlements with accusers, while 4 co-conspirators were never charged. Epstein's convicted Madam Ghislaine Maxwell revealed this in court papers. Now, according to new evidence, it's been stated or alleged that there were 25 men with which the plaintiff lawyers reached secret settlements. Okay? These guys could be equally considered to be co-conspirators, according to Maxwell's papers, which she wrote in December 2025 in papers filed without her lawyers seeking to overturn her conviction. Okay, so we see where this is going here. The filing also claimed that four of the notorious financial employees were mentioned in a non-prosecutment agreement, and in the sexual trafficking indictment Epstein faced before he deceased himself in jail, but were never charged. According to Ghislaine Maxwell, none of these men have been prosecuted, and none have been revealed to her, because she's saying she would have called them as witnesses if she had known who they are and she had known who they are and what their identity is. So basically, moving on, a 63-year-old disgraced British socialite claimed this new discovered evidence, coupled with the fact she allegedly had a biased jury, meant she did not get a fair trial. Okay, so basically what she's saying is she's trying to compare herself to these guys, of which it was their identities unknown, and none of these guys have been prosecuted. Okay. If the jury had heard of the new evidence of the collusion between the plaintiff's lawyers and the government to conceal evidence and the prosecutorial misconduct, they would not have convicted, she wrote. I presume that means they're not convicted her. Okay. The fact that there could still be unmasked accomplices of the prolific offender raised questions about if and when those names will be revealed, given the legislature's passing of the Epstein Files Transparency Act in November. It is unclear whether the 25 men who reach secret settlements with plaintiff lawyers also reach deals with the feds, shielding them from prosecution. Good point. However, to date, only Maxwell and Epstein have been charged in connection with Epstein's depraved sexual trafficking network. Okay. Other stars to Epstein have been sued for alleged sexual misconduct, including Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, who we know of, formerly known as Prince Andrew, Duke of York, who's accused by Virginia Giuffre of having with her when she was a minor. Andrew has denied those allegations. The Department of Justice has said it has roped in some 400 of its lawyers who are working around the clock to review records totaling as many as 5.2 million pages. The feds must redact certain information like victims' names. Okay, and the article goes on. So basically, yeah, it goes on. And it concludes, Maxwell was convicted in 2021 of grooming dozens of girls and women for Epstein's pleasure. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Wow, okay. Now, I think what's happened there is She's saying these 25 other guys have anonymity. Okay, they're anonymous, and their prosecution was obviously, well, the deal they struck was, under the radar. Okay, the bottom line is this, she's not getting out, I don't think. I think she was moved to an open prison by Trump. I need to look at that again. But ultimately, she's not getting out anytime soon because Trump can't be seen to do that. Okay? Yes, they were friends, they were buddies, but people have to understand Trump, A, is a businessman, and B, as the president of the United States, he can't seem to be slacking. He can't have any weakness around him. If you notice, he's always changing it up. A lot of senior officials around him, he's always changing it up. He doesn't let people get comfy. And that's the man who doesn't want any threats around him. So, I think he'll probably put her in a soft prison and leave her there. But it seems he's trying to angle a way out of it, But I don't think that'll work. I think he's moved on, as it were. So, that is that, Yes, they're all friends, they're all pals, but look at the Clintons and Trump. They were all buddies at one time. How did that turn out, But of course, in the political world, we don't know. Maybe they're, friends behind the scenes. But obviously, they're clashing publicly. But hey, this is a different kettle of fish, because this involves minors, depravity, and obviously certain threats. The main threat being Jeffrey Epstein, who was eliminated, in my opinion. He knew too much. He's too well connected. And obviously, I think personally, he knew if I'm going to go down, then they're all coming down with me. But in this case, because Trump's because Trump's the president, then he's obviously going to have powers to obviously redact certain information and obviously bring other information forward. But anyway, let's get a look at some of the comments, the Facebook comments as usual, and give a little analysis there. Okay? Not to worry, Trump will pardon Maxwell when the time is right for him, just before they kick him out of office. No. What would pardoning Maxwell do? If he's kicked out of office, he'll just go, and then just go and do what he's doing and go about his business. But he wouldn't pardon Maxwell. No. There'll be ways. The President of the United States, and even after his presidency tenure, still has weight. She'll be silenced. She'll be silenced. Another comment. There's no point in trying to get them to talk, except they can incriminate Trump because he is going to pardon them anyway. Again, to address that, like he does with all the drug dealers and criminals, as long as they pay him. Contribute $1 million to MAGA. Listen, Ghaslaine Maxwell has got the funds. Don't forget, she's from the Maxwell dynasty. Okay, they got the funds. If they were to slip some money over and get her out, they would do so. Okay, that hasn't happened, and Trump, American administration can't be seen to be weak in that manner. Cut a deal with the DOJ. My question is, who got that money in that so-called deal? Asking for a friend. There you go. If money's been handed over to get those 25 guys off, then you got the money. It's a good one. Not surprised at all. True. Of course deals were cut, but how is she going to prove it? I mean, she's just saying that so as a little segue for Trump to maybe, you get me out, I'll be quiet kind of thing, She's just pushing, or lobbying for a way out of prison, as one of the comments said. Yeah. When one of the scorpions in the den is attacked, the immediate reaction is to counterattack. Maxwell will point fingers at everyone who is involved, and she might be signing her own death sentence like Epstein. No, that'd be too obvious. If she was to go, that'd be too obvious. But having said that, Virginia Giuffre and Epstein himself were, So it is what it is. Trump knows all the names. Why don't Trump knows all the names? Why you don't want to realize it, Mr. Trump? Okay. Sounds like she's about to commit suicide. Okay. Spill Maxwell. There you go. No doubt, final comment, no doubt that Trump is as guilty as sin, but I'd real fun to see a couple dozen prominent billionaires named and watch them squirm. Waiting to see if they get charged. Won't happen. But that billionaire elite are not going to go down. That's it. You know? I mean, Epstein went down, but he was eliminated. You know? They're not going to let billionaires languish in prison. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Unless they're R. Kelly, who's not a millionaire, but billionaire. But unless they're like Puffy, it's not going to happen. You know? At that level, in those circles, no, won't happen. But anyway, that's that. And it is what it is. Alright then, later.